The next function for discussion is decision making. Now first we'll define what is decision. A decision is an alternative selected from a group of options or a list of options. In fact, decision making can be described as selecting a suitable alternative from an available list of options. It's a process by which we tend to pick up an ideal situation or ideal option from an available list of options. So decision making can be determined or can be defined as picking up a suitable option from an available list of options so that our organizational objective is accomplished. Now, in decision making, the various aspects to be discussed are: number one, the various types of decisions. In types of decisions, we have programmed and non-programmed decisions. Now, programmed decisions are very easy to manage. Why? Because these have been happening over a period of time and it is programmed. So the decision maker is not in a state of confusion because he is well aware of what is to be done in such a situation. Whereas in a non-programmed decision making, it is a complex decision and it is not something which happens every day. So here the decision maker may have to involve his mental abilities as well to decide on that particular aspect. Now, decision making for programmed decisions is a child's play because it's more of a routine aspect. Now, what is to be done? Some organizations even have got a practice of again writing down the decisional areas. If this happens, this is to be done. If this route is to be followed, then this is the decision that is to be taken. So you have very clear-cut regulations or instructions as to what is to be done. Such decisions are what we call as programmed decisions. Whereas non-programmed decisions, it requires a lot of intellect. It requires a lot of effort by the manager to decide, to think on what is to be done. Again, another type of decision is based on whether the decisions are big or small. So you got major decisions and minor decisions, which affect the organization on a larger perspective. Those decisions are known as major decisions. And decisions which affect the organization on a smaller perspective, you call it as minor decisions. Decisions can again be on a routine basis. Now, routine decisions are daily decisions which are being made. And decisions can also be on a strategic basis. Now, strategic decisions are highly complex and involves a top level management. And these are decisions which pertain to how the organization would be functioning in the future. Now, even though we have these classifications, there could be overlappings as well. Say for example, some of the strategic decisions could be major. Some of the routine decisions could be minor. Some of the routine decisions could be programmed. Some of the strategic decisions could be non-programmed. So there could be an overlapping. The fourth type of decisions is individual decisions. Now, there are individual decisions which are again taken by individuals, and there are decisions taken by a group as a whole. In fact, in some organizations you have got decision making authority given to a small committee or to a particular group. Now, this is where the decision making happens in a group. There are simple decisions which doesn't involve too many factors. And there are complex decisions which involves too many factors. Say for example, joining an MBA is a complex decision. You have to think about the fees, you have to think about the coaching, you have to think about the curriculum, you have to think about your accessibility, you have to think about the validity of the course, you have to think about hundreds of factors. Now all these factors makes it a complex decision. The next, we would be discussing the steps in decision making. Now in steps, we would define decision making in 6 steps. Number 1, recognizing the problem. Recognizing the problem. Now this is where we have a need to find a solution to a problem. So first, knowing about the problem is the first step before we decide. Second, we establish priorities. Now all problems may not be that important. In fact, those areas which require more attention are being prioritized. The third step is where we diagnose. Diagnosing the problem is where we analyze what the problem is, what could be the repercussions of the problem. Then we develop alternatives. Now these are possible solutions for that problem. How do we overcome the problem? Now these are courses of actions. Now it is from these alternatives that we need to select the most appropriate one. For each of these alternatives, you measure what would be the result. So here we measure and compare the consequences. In fact, it is measuring the consequences of each alternative. And lastly, we convert the decision into effective action. Now that is where we follow up. Following up is where we check whether the decision that we have made is actually implemented. Remember, decision making alone doesn't work. You have to see that that decision is implemented at the right time. So decision making first involves recognizing the problem, prioritizing among the problems, diagnosing the problem in terms of the variables involved, in terms of the repercussions. Choose alternatives. In fact, you can bring as many alternatives as possible. This is where you have got some decision making techniques involving a lot of people. Brainstorming is one technique. Now in brainstorming, what is done is you have got a problem being put across, and then you've got suggestions being invited from a large group of people. Now this particular thing again yields as many alternatives as possible. Now we measure what is the repercussion of each of these alternatives. We see if this particular action is being taken, what would be the consequence. Now against these consequences, we check which one would be the best one. We implement that decision and then we follow up. These are the various steps involved in decision making.